for coming, and I hope that you have a great day. It'll be a little chilly today. Maybe it'll be a good day for some soup or to stay inside and just kind of do something fun, or to go outside for a nice cool walk or run after this. If you're new to Bent on Fitness or to Superstretch, just allow yourself to find a comfortable position. Don't go more than you feel like you need to. I try to give a lot of modifications so that you can start where you're at and do as much as you can do. And then that way you don't feel like you're overworking yourself, or you put yourself in a position where you don't know if you'll be able to get out of. So anyway, let's just start with our feet together. I like to look down at my feet just to make sure I know where they're at, so one foot's not just accidentally off position. And then roll the shoulders up, back, and around, and just allow the chest to lift. Broaden across the shoulder blades. And then just take several nice long deep breaths in and out. Go and take those arms out wide to a T. Feel that lengthening across the center of the body, from the center of the sternum out to the forearms, out into the hands. And then exhale, bring your palms together. Inhale, take your arms up and overhead reach. Exhale, bring your hands down through the center. Again, inhale, circle those arms out wide. Find that length at the height of your shoulders. Exhale, bring your palms together. And inhale, reach your arms back overhead. Lengthen. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Again, inhale, take those arms out wide to a T. Exhale, bring your palms together. And then reach forward and up to get some length. And then exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale, take your arms out wide to a T. Exhale, bring your palms together. And reach your arms straight up over your center of your sternum. Exhale, arms down. Once more, take your arms out wide to the T. Exhale, bring your palms together. Reach your arms nice and long. Reach a little bit further. And then exhale, just take your arms down behind you. And then let your chin drop towards your sternum. Bring your hands to your center. Kind of set your intention for the session today. To focus, to connect, to be aware, release the anxiety and stress of just your physical body, the disconnect maybe in your thoughts to your body, and allow yourself to just be present for right now. Inhale, circle those arms up, take your arms high up and overhead, reach, bend your knees and dive forward, bring your hands to the ground. Inhale, bring your head and chest forward. Shift your hips side to side and think about bringing your head a little bit further away from your hips. And then draw your body across the front of both legs. Inhale, slide your hands then up the front of the shins and bring your head and chest once again forward. And then press through your feet to bring your arms up and overhead. Exhale, down and through. Inhale, circle those arms up and overhead, reach. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground, chin towards your sternum, look back towards your knees. Inhale, head and chest is forward, breathing, lengthening. Exhale, draw yourself forward. Don't just fall, but feel yourself being drawn in and down towards your ankles. Inhale, half lift, bring your head and chest forward. Exhale, we're going to hold here, and then inhale again, press to come all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands through. Inhale, circle those arms up over your head, reach, bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground, chin towards your sternum, head back. Inhale to half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. 2 more times. Take those arms high up and over your head, reach. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to sweep up. Exhale and through. And once more, circle those arms up high overhead, reach. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, half lift. Exhale again, draw your body further across the front of both legs. Inhale, sweep those arms up high overhead, reach, and exhale down through the center. Nice. Take your hands down by your side and just feel the weight balance in your feet. Breathe to the width of your ribs. Settle your shoulders and reach through the crown of your head. You were designed well. You were designed for movement. You were designed to find space. You were designed to be at ease. Find those spaces. Find that ease. Inhale, take those arms out wide to the T. Exhale, bring your palms to center. Inhale, circle those arms up high overhead, reach. Exhale, bend the knees, bring your hands right into the center, and then reach your arm back forward and up overhead. Get long from your hips to your hands. Breathe into the width of your ribs. Inhale to stand, exhale to dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, step or walk your feet back into a plank position. Exhale to the downward facing dog. So if this is the first downward facing dog for you, for the month, for the week, or just even for today, bend your knees. Let your body settle into the posture a little bit evenly, a little bit with more restoration. Press your hips up and back. Breathing. Get long in the neck. Let's walk back to the back end of the mat. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And then slide the hands up the shins, half lift. Circle the arms back up and overhead, reach. And then exhale, hands through. Circle the arms back around behind you, overhead, reach, get long. Hold. Feel the weight shift back so the shins become more vertical. The length of the arms is more in line with the ears. If that's too high, lower those arms down in line with the shoulders, or even keep your hands on your hips. Inhale to stand, to reach up. Exhale to dive forward, hands to the ground. Bend the knees as you need to walk yourself out to a push-up position. Exhaling. Inhale. Again, exhale to downward facing dog. Lift the ribs up into the back, into the body. Sink the heels down towards the mat. Think of lifting those arches up as you draw the heels down. Big toe presses as you draw the heels away from it. Get long and pull back towards those heels. Bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. This time we'll walk forward up to our hands. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. Nice. Inhale, circle those arms up high overhead, reach. Bend the knees, circle the arms back around into that chair pose, making sure those shins are nice and vertical. You don't want to lose contact so much with those knees, or with those toes. Inhale, look up towards your hands as it's comfortable. Exhale, inhale to stand. Exhale to dive. Inhale, take your left leg back into the lunge, nice and long. Inhale again, exhale. Drop your left knee, inhale, take both arms up, high overhead, reach. Exhale, both hands back to the ground. Lift the back knee up and we'll just step right forward into your hands. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep up, arms high overhead. Exhale and through. Again, inhale, circle those arms up, sink those hips back, chair pose. Big, long extension. Inhale to stand, exhale to dive. Inhale, look forward, right leg steps back to the lunge. Drop that right knee. Inhale, take your arms up and overhead. Breathing and lengthen, Pull that left hip back. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, lift that right leg and begin to bring the foot back underneath you. Exhale again and fold. Inhale again and sweep up. Exhale, hands through. So we drop to our knee the first time. This time we're going to extend the back knee if possible, and we'll come into the high lunge. So follow me, or you could go back to that first position that we did with the knee on the ground. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, bend the knees. Exhale, dive forward, hands to the ground, chin into your chest. Inhale, look forward. Left leg steps back to the lunge. Body's nice and long, chest is lifted. Here you go. You have the option to put that left knee down or keep it elevated, and then inhale. Come into the high lunge. Pull that right hip back. Lift the chest. Get long and steady. Sink the shoulders. Make sure the ears aren't next to your shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. If you can, higher. Lift the eyes. And then exhale. Bring your hands back to the mat. Inhale, step your left foot back up to your hands and fold. Head down, chin in. Inhale, bend the knees and sweep up. Exhale and through. Nice. Second side. Inhale, take those arms up and overhead reach. Bend the knees, lengthen. Exhale and dive forward, hands to the ground. Remember, you can take the option as you take that right leg back. Bend the back knee to the ground if you'd like. Lift the sternum away from the thigh, and then take those arms up and overhead to reach. Pull that right hip back. Lift the chest. Reaching. Watch that you're not just pushing your rib cage forward, but can you lift your chest higher? Exhale, lower the arms. Hands to the front of the mat and step that right foot forward, folding across both legs. Inhale, bend the knees and sweep up. Exhale, hands through. Inhale, once again on both sides, reach up, bend the knees. Nice long chair pose. Exhale, dive, hands to the ground. Left leg steps back to the lunge. Low or high lunge. Inhale, arms up over the head. Breathing, pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Reaching out of that back leg. Exhale, hands back to the ground. Inhale, left foot comes under and fold. Inhale again, sweep up. Exhale and through. Bend the knees, circle the arms back around overhead. Inhale, exhale and dive, hands to the ground. Inhale, look forward, right leg long. Find that length, push back. Get long through the crown of the head. Pull the belly kind of off that left thigh. As you drop the back knee or come into that high lunge, pulling that left hip back, breathing. Think of length coming out of that back leg. And then exhale. Hands come all the way to the ground. Back leg steps forward. Head down, chin in, and look back between the knees. Just settle. Breathing, lengthened. Slide the hands up and in. Look forward, head forward, chest forward. Exhale once again. Fold across the top of both legs. Inhale and sweep all the way up. And exhale. Just stand in mountain. Get long, get tall. Shoulders down. Big breath in. Breathing, lengthened. Take your arms up and overhead reach. And then exhale once through. Go ahead and turn to the long edge of your mat. Let's take our legs out a bit wider than our hips and our shoulders width. Sometimes we think our hips are wider than they actually are, and they aren't. They just are what they are. So feet parallel to each other. You can look again at those feet to make sure they're in the right spot. You can slightly externally rotate the toes so they're kind of pointing to the far angles of the mat. From here, place your hands on your hips, lift your chest up, bend your knees just slightly, and begin to hinge forward, bringing your hands to the ground underneath your shoulders. Now your knees can bend because I want you to begin to slide from side to side, extending that right leg, bending into the center, and extending through the left leg. So you're shifting from side to side. Again, your toes can be slightly angled towards the far front corners of your mat, not necessarily pointed towards the back edge, but just a little bit of an out turn. Side to side, shifting, breathing, lengthening. And then come back to the center. Hold that position, level your feet out now. Leave your left hand on the ground. If you can get all the way to the palm of the hand, great. I want you to try to keep your right hip from lifting with you as you take your head and then your shoulder and stack your left shoulder over, your right shoulder over your left and get long. Breathe, lift the tailbone slightly without tilting up through that right hip. Exhale, look down towards your left hand, lower your hand, other hand down, and fold across both legs. Bend the knees, come back up, and let's shift side to side again. Get long in that stretch from that right leg. Keep the knees bent until that left leg gets nice and long too. Side to side, 2 more. And again, come back to the center. Breathing, keep your right hand on the ground. Look up over your left shoulder and begin to take that left hand up. Breathing. Deep into the belly, open through the rib wall. Look down into that right hand, lower the left, bend the knees slightly, head down, chin in. If it's comfortable, bring your head forward, chest forward, and let's just go side to side. Once more, each side, and then back to center. Heel toe your feet to a comfortable distance. Hands to the tops of the knees, and let's hinge to stand back up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and around. Take your arms up high overhead, reach. And then exhale, bring your hands back through your center. Good, let's turn back towards the front of your mat. Inhale, take your arms up again, overhead. Breathing, get long. Bend those knees, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, let's step back into a plank position. Lengthen. Breathing. So you're just holding that push-up for right now. Drop the knees, keep the neck long, keep the hips long, and let's just sit back into a child's pose. Head down, chin in. Breathe into the side walls of the ribs. Inhale, look forward. Bring your hands forward towards your knees and then tuck your toes under. Let's come into all fours. Inhale, begin to lift the tailbone and then lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the pelvis and round then the rib cage and then chin towards the sternum. Again, inhale, lift the tailbone, then let the chest drop and then lift the sternum up. Exhale, tuck the pelvis round through the midline of the body, chin towards your chest. 2 more. Inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your chest. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, round chin towards your sternum. Inhale again, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Flatten the feet out, turn the palms up, and then fold back into the child's pose. Breathe. Just feel the back soften, feel those shoulder blades just widening. Breathe. Inhale again, turn the palms down, bring yourself back up into that all fours position. Again, round the back, tucking the tailbone, chin towards the sternum, head in. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, nice and long. Exhale, sink your weight back towards your heels and lift those hips back up again to the downward facing dog. See the heels drop a little bit more now. Lift the sternum towards the wrists as you take the tailbone higher towards the ceiling. Broaden the upper back as you pull the armpits towards the thighs. Bend the knees, look forward, and let's step or walk your feet all the way up to your hands, and then exhale and fold. Inhale, bring your head and heart forward to half lift. Exhale again, fold, chin towards your sternum. Inhale and sweep up. Take those arms again, high overhead. Exhale and through. Let's step back with that left leg again. This time you'll roll the left heel down and take those arms out nice and long to a T. Notice where your back foot goes, your front foot. Look over your shoulder of your right hand. Breathing. Warrior two. So it's not so much the more you take your legs out, the better. It's just that you want to look for that space between the heel of the front foot and the heel of the back foot. The heel of the front foot should line up about between the heel and the arch of the back foot. The front foot should be really 90 degrees straight in towards the front or top of the mat. Then the arms go wide, nice and long, and then look over that right arm. Can you slightly pull that left shoulder back? Breathing. Can you look down and still see your big toe? Inhale, straighten the front leg, shift forward, and let's come into triangle, chest up, head up. Now notice the back foot. It tends to want to roll into the ball of the foot. So try to keep the back foot so that you're not rolling into the arch. Breathing. Look towards the lower leg. Take the top hand, come all the way down towards that leg and see if you can fold across that right leg. Now, every single time I say across, and Pam Demler always calls me out for it, but she says, are you kidding me? No, she says, are you joking me? Sorry, I took myself out of the moment. Back in the moment. Fold across the front leg. That just sounds weird. Bend the front knee, look forward. Take your right hand to that right leg as a space, as a support, and then take your arms out wide. Breathing, straighten up your right leg. Let's just turn your feet parallel again towards the long edge of your mat. Bend your left knee and roll your hip so you're facing the other direction. Breathing. So again, line your feet up. Get long. Look over that left arm now. Feel the spaces. Pull those shoulders back. Can you acquire more opening in the front of the body? Can you feel more length from hand to hand? Breathing. Open. Can you look down and still see that big toe? That means your knee is pulling or tracking towards the pinky side. Breathing. Straighten out that front leg. Reach towards that front leg and come into a triangle. Open the chest. Meaning lean slightly back as if there's an invisible wall right behind you stabilizing you. Pull back with your right hip and open. Lengthen. Look down towards your left leg. Take your right hand down, and then fold across your left leg. Exhale. Inhale. Look forward, bend the knee, take your left hand to your left thigh and circle up, back and around to the warrior two. Straighten up that left leg. Let's come back to parallel. Chest is up, head is up. Take those arms once again high overhead, reach. Exhale, bring the hands through. Again, circle those arms high up and overhead, reach. And exhale, bring those hands through. Good, bend both knees and then push into and turn towards that right foot again. Good, so again, we're gonna come back into a warrior two again. Take those arms back out to the T. Bend the front knee so you're looking over that right hand. Reaching, open that left shoulder. Make sure it's not dragging with you, but pull that left shoulder back. Drop and pin those shoulder blades in and back away from your chest. Breathing, reach forward this time. Keep that front knee bent and then take the top hand straight up over your shoulder. Breathing, open the chest. Again, you're pushing into your back heel. You're reaching through your top arm. Now take that top arm overhead. Not hanging, you're not arcing. It's a nice long line from your heel to the armpit to overhead. If you can, turn your head up towards that top arm. And then again, inhale, take the top arm up, warrior two. We're gonna go to a reverse warrior, back hand down, reach up, lift, lengthen. Inhale, back to warrior two. Again, bring both feet parallel to each other. Bend that left knee, turn your foot out. Let's come into the warrior two again. Open that right shoulder, breathing, sink those shoulders down. Reach forward, elbow to your knee, top arm up and overhead. Using that bottom elbow, you can kind of instruct that bottom knee to open up. You're gonna feel more opening in the hip. Press into that right heel. Look up into the right arm. Inhale, come back up and we'll come right in to a reverse warrior. Make sure that back knee stays straight, the chest is lifted, and that front knee didn't waver. Inhale, look forward, level out both arms, turn your feet to parallel, breathing, inhale, hands to your hips, bend the knees. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the ground, head down, chin in, look back between both knees. Inhale, come up again on those fingertips. Keep your right hand down, take your left hand up. How does that feel this time? Look down towards that right hand. Left hand goes down, look up over your right shoulder, take your right hand up. Exhale, look down, drop that hand in. Walk your feet into a comfortable distance. Head down, chin in, look back between those legs. Come into a half lift, head forward, chest forward, and then take your arms up and overhead reach. And then exhale in through. Good, lower your arms back to your sides. Good, let's come back to the top of our mat. Standing there, again, notice your posture, your balance. Let's take a moment just in mountain pose and get tall and get long. Exhaling. Now try to focus in on your quadriceps, your glutes, your hamstrings, and notice if you're gripping them to stay still. Can you allow them to soften without losing all control? Inhale, take those arms out wide to the T again. Exhale, bring your palms together. Inhale, circle your arms up and overhead reach. And exhale, bring your hands through. Good. So let's come all the way down to the mat. Go ahead and drop in nice and close. And then sink into your hips. So your feet are towards the front of the mat. Body is nice and tall. Chest is lifted. And get long in the neck. Get long in the crown of the head. Pull your hands into your thighs to create connection into the body. And just breathe through the width of the rib cage. And just pause here for a couple of breaths. Breathing, kind of extending that breath slower than you normally would inhale. Find the end of that inhale. Pause for a second, hold. Don't get panicky. And then slowly exhale. Make it longer than you normally would. And then again, inhale. Widen that breath out. Slow to expand. And then exhale. One more breath, just like that. Take a deep breath in slower than you normally would. Hold at the end. And then exhale everything. Notice your core really engaging as you really exhale all the way and fully. Take your hands back behind you for some stability. Slide your hips towards your heels, and let's lower ourselves gently into the mat. So your head is back, your chin towards your sternum. Hands can be palms up towards your sides. So palms up, remember, is a nice way to just encourage the opening between the chest and letting the shoulders drop open. When the palms are down, whether it's on purpose, or by accident, because that's just the way you feel like you're normally set. Work those palms up. Work the rotation of the shoulder. Let's not just like go into what we kind of think, but notice what's going on and allow those arms to open. Free the muscles in the chest to open and get broader. Free the muscles in the chest. Actually free them to get stronger and pull together. You'll release so much tension in your neck. You'll release tension actually in the mid-back. It'll help the body breathe better if you can open up the chest more. So just let those arms rest, palms towards the sky. They should feel relatively evenly weighted to the ground. And again, breathe a little slower than you would normally inhale. And exhale, just as we're preparing and we're getting used to being on the ground. And then widen those feet out so the knees can cave in together. You're going to feel that kind of that lengthening on the outside of the thighs. Now, some of you could go really far, but I don't want you to take everything to your limit. You want to try to find that happy in between where you can find some space to move, but you're not just always egregiously finding the deepest range, because that just kind of puts you into more of a hypermobility instead of an ease of mobility. So just let your knees drop in together. They may want to pop out, or they may want to not touch, but just help the hips to release. And then we'll bring the feet then together and let the knees drop out, and then we'll open up the inside of the hips a little bit. So the traditional kind of reclined cobbler's pose, the knees are out, the bottoms of the feet are touching. Place your hands now on your belly and just kind of give the signal to your body to rest. Kind of like when you touch someone's back, that kind of soften a little bit. When you touch your belly and rest and make contact, you can give yourself the information to settle. Take your left hand to your chest. Right hand stays on your belly. And just feel that breath moving in and out of the body. Notice your glutes might want to soften now. Your shoulders may settle back a little bit easier. Go ahead and take your hands back to your side. Bring your knees back together and just pause for a second. So let the tissue respond back to being central. Stick the hands to the side, shoulders down, and then begin to lift the hips up. As you lift the hips up, curl the shoulders underneath the back. so the forearms can come deeper into the ground. Then as you can, walk the feet a little bit further back and see if you can reach the feet with the hands. Not wide, see if you can keep those feet about hips distance apart and see if you can reach down. You may have to wiggle into those shoulders a little bit. Lift those hips nice and high. Then bend the forearms, so bend the elbows so the fingers point towards the ceiling. Keep the chin right on the sternum. Push the back of the arms into the ground. Reach the arms towards the ceiling. Take the arms then overhead as best you can. And then lift the heels off the ground. Now, from your neck, shoulders into your ribs, begin to slowly lower your back into the mat. Keep those heels high. Get long in the lower back as you lower the hips all the way in, and then drop the heels back down. Then lower the hands to your side. So you get that full length, that full opening in the back. Again, lift the hips, chin towards the sternum. See if you can touch the heels. Bend the elbows. Press down and really feel that back engaging. Keep that back engaged as best you can as you reach those arms up over your chest. Take your arms then up overhead. Lift the heels up and roll the spine into the ground. Drop the heels. Lower the arms. One more time. Again, press down into the hands. Reach towards those heels. Lift the hips up. Breathing. Bend the elbows. Press back into the ground with the back of the arm. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Take the arms overhead. Lift those heels up. And then begin to lower the back into the ground. Lower the heels. Lower the hands. Bring those knees into your chest, one and then the other. And let's hold those knees in. You can hold the tops of the knees, the shins, but you're not bracing your knees into your chest. You're not trying to get a complete flat thigh against your belly. Just hold the knees. Take the hands to the tops of the knees and begin to stir both legs clockwise. Just allow those knees to stir into the body. 2 more. And last one in that direction. And then circle around, going the other direction. Pause in the center. Pull those knees once again into the chest. Lower the left foot to the ground. Lift the right hip and tip both legs to that right side. Gently lowering both legs to your left. Using the back of the upper part of the left arm to get the back out from underneath you. And then open the arms wide. Nice rotation. Breathe into the belly. Let the arms drop. If you'd like, pick your head up and look towards your right arm. Inhale, bring your head back to center. And exhale. Gently, slowly bring that right knee and left knee back up. You'll be off center on your mat, so you have to recenter yourself first. Let yourself just rest for a second in the center. And then slowly bring your hips up towards the sky. Just a little bit, pushing into that foot. Tip your hips again. We're going to the other side. Drop both knees down. So that ideally, your hips are in line with your sternum. So you're not zigzaggy as you rotate. Open those arms out wide to the T. Breathe into the belly, into the side waist. Sink that shoulder, look over your hand, turn away from the way your knees dropped. And then bring your head back to center. Gently, slowly roll back onto your back. Bringing your right hip out from underneath you and laying back, nice and even on the floor again. Breathe. Again, rest your hands on your belly. Exhale. As it's comfortable, extend your right and left legs. So as we come towards the end of this process, the end of this session, I want you to get into a position that's restful and comfortable for you. It could be knees bent or in cobbler's pose, or it could be legs straight. And maybe if you have a block or a bolster or something there with you today, you can put it underneath the back of your legs. Rest it as close as you can towards your hamstrings, towards the base of your glutes. And just let the body just lay over. Big deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Let your feet drop out as best you can. Kind of tighten and then loosen those hip glutes up. Big deep breath into the belly and then let it soften. Sink the shoulders. Let the head drop from the right to the left. Eyes settle back. Couple of even deep breaths. Just find that space in the body. Connect, restore. Wiggle all your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Slide your feet in so your shins are vertical. Shift your hips to one side and roll yourself all the way upright, nice and slowly. I'm going to take 2 blocks so I can sit on them. Sit in a comfortable seated position. Arms are out in front, chest is up. Sit back into the pelvis. Big deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Drop your chin to your sternum. Bring your palms to your center. Inhale, lift your sternum up into your hands. Take your arms wide and overhead, reach up. And then exhale and through. And again, reach down wide and overhead, lift up. And then through. Once more, take your arms wide and overhead. And then through. Thank you, and I'm grateful for you. Have a great day. I will see you next week, or Wednesday night. We will also have a Superstretch class together.